Another absolute disaster of a pre-order day when it comes to limited edition products with Games Workshop. It was only 2 days ago, I think, I was talking about Games Workshop taking the fight against the Scalpers, fighting the botters, but it seems the Scalpers and the botters themselves have launched their own attack on Games Workshop, and it's we, the fans, who are suffering because of all the fallout of this bloody mess. So let's jump in and let's get waffling about it. So just before we start to go on to the new stuff of what's happened, I'm briefly going to do a summary so we're all up to date on what has happened so far. Last week, The End of the Death Part 3 went up on pre-order. This was a limited edition book. 2,500 of these books were made. They were signed by the author themselves, Dan Abnett. When they went on pre-order in each country, the Scalpers and the botters used some program software to go in and buy most of these books. A couple of people managed to get their hands on them, but most of the inventory, from what I'm seeing, went to the scalper and bot market. The Warhammer community, seeing this, of course, was absolutely enraged. I did videos about this. There's other YouTubers that did video about this. The social media was alight with people asking what the hell is going on? What is GW going to do? GW responded saying they're actually taking back the books from these bot and scalper accounts, and they're going to be doing another pre-order date. Games Workshop also added a new security system to the website, which was a capture system where you had to put in a code to get into the queue. Hopefully this was going to stop the bots, but the botters and the scalpers themselves saw this and they were literally laughing at Games Workshop, taking the mickey out of them on the social media platform, saying we can easily get around this. When these books go back on pre-order, back on resale, we're just going to do the same thing again. And this brings us up to date for where we are right now, because with this image in the background, the other day, Wednesday the 24th, the 25th, depending where you were in the world, Games Workshop put all those copies they got back off the bots, back off the scalpers, back online for pre-order. They were doing this all at the same time, depending where you were in the world with the timings and stuff like that. And straight away, I did say that this is probably going to be a little bit of a mess up, because it's hard enough to get on the GW website on your own when it's your own time district and stuff like that to get a pre-order. For everyone in the world to wake up when they're doing it and log on to the GW website themselves, it was only going to be a downhill slide. Not only adding to that, of course, the botters and the scalpers joined in on this, and it seems that they went back in and did the exact same thing again and took all those books. We have evidence from Discord, social media posts from these botters, from these scalper accounts, where they're literally goading the community. They're laughing at Games Workshop. I put some of the evidence up in the background right now where you can see it, saying, you know, nothing can beat us. Look at all the copies I've got. Look at this, what we did and stuff like that. You can't stop what we want to do. Now, from this, I want to talk about a couple of things. One is this image in the background, which is hopefully going to try and explain to you what the situation is. This was linked to me by a friend who has expertise in this area, and this is what normally happens with bots. This is why I've been saying the queue system on the Games Workshop website is actually hindering the fans, not helping the fans, because as you can see, you get to the queue, you go to the website, you automatically generate a payment form, but the scalper bot jumps in front of all that, goes straight to the payment, and then they get the shipping, so they don't have to actually wait in the queue. It's us, the real fans, that are suffering waiting in the queue. The queue system on the Games Workshop website is a whole different discussion within itself. I'm sure a lot of people who are watching this have experienced some of the absolute shenanigans which has happened with that, but it says, you know, you've got like a minute until you're on the website, and it ends up turning into like 15, 20 minutes. Some people are put back in the queue even when they're about to join the website. The queue system is simpler not working on this brand new multi-million pound website. I think it was like £10 million they invested into this, and was still experiencing these problems with Games Workshop products and getting the products for we, the fans. The next thing I want to talk about is what is the next step from Games Workshop now. If this is true, and the scalpers have once again gone back in and have got all their pre-orders for The End of the Death Part 2, are we going to see Games Workshop take them off them again? Are we going to just keep repeating this cycle of Games Workshop taking it back off the scalpers, making a pre-order date, and the scalpers go back in and take it and take it and take it? I absolutely have no idea what's going on. If I'm looking at it right now and being truthful here, I think the scalpers have actually won this battle to get this book, because the policies and the stuff that Games Workshop are putting into place are simply just being overcome. And for Games Workshop being a company that is being based its reputation off, a community-based reputation, saying we're here for you, we like to interact with the community, we want to help you out, I think it's been nothing but a disaster for Games Workshop, because the people who are supposed to be getting these books, the true fans, are actually now paying, triple, quadruple the price just to get their hands on this last book. Now, I know one process is that people have now been going on eBay and reporting these pre-order sales because they officially don't have the product, but it's looking like the scalpers themselves have now learned from this, because again, this image in the background, a part of one of the big discords that I was sent, which is doing all this, have said part 2 cooked, which means, a massive success. We cleaned up again, so congrats. We got all the Warhammer community on strings. Important, don't list on eBay until getting the shipping confirmation email the 27th. Don't post success with any type of details anywhere. We have hidden, they're basically saying there's hidden people in chat screenshotting all of this. So this is why they're hiding it all now. So the actual, scalping botting community themselves are probably not going to be putting these on eBay. There's probably some on eBay right now, which you probably can report, but the majority of them are not going to be appearing on eBay until after the book is out, because that way they're not breaking any terms of service on the eBay site. Now, the main question is, where do we go from here? What is Games Workshop's response going to be? How do we try and solve this so people can actually get their hands on this shiny new stuff? I know a lot of people have stated in the comment section of my previous videos that Games Workshop should stop doing limited edition products. I don't think they're ever going to do that. I don't think they're ever going to give up the shiny boxes, because that is their business plan at this moment. Maybe we can do a few things. Again, these are just personal opinions of mine, and I've seen this from other people on the internet as well. What if we start moving to made to order instead of limited edition? So, for example, box sets. We know we've done this before with the Indomitus box in 10th edition when that sold out, and people tried to inflate that up on eBay. They literally went made to order. Yes, it took a few months to get to you, but at least you got your hands on the box set. With the books themselves, one of the most sought after things with the limited edition books is the author's signature. So maybe they can actually make the fancy books, but don't send it to the author to get signed. And Games Workshop then could maybe actually do a day at Warhammer World like they used to do back in the day. Invite the authors. We get to sit down, speak to them, all have a laugh, and they get to sign the books for the people who managed to bring the books and stuff. That was a thing that used to happen back in the day and hasn't happened in a long time. Another option would be that if they do carry on with limited edition products, the only way to purchase that limited edition product is to go into a Games Workshop itself and order it through their computer systems inside of the shops. That seems to be the most logical one for this. Of course, the only downside to that is that everyone doesn't have a local GW near them. I'm very lucky. I live in a big city, so there's a couple of GW shops around me, but there's people out in the countryside where it's like 200, 300 miles. It's like the locust GW, so they're the ones who are going to be suffering if that does take effect. Now, just before the end of the video, my personal opinion on all of this, for those who actually care, I'm done. I am completely done with limited edition books from Games Workshop. Boxes are a little bit different, even though the scalpers are going after the boxes. Sometimes you can get the boxes through your local friendly game shop, but the books themselves, no more. I'm incredibly lucky that I managed to get every single book of the Siege of Terror, and the only reason I did this is because the Siege of Terror itself is the pinnacle of Space Marine fanboyness. This is the end and the death, so to speak, of the Imperium, of the Space Marines, of the Great Crusade and stuff like that. So I did manage to get mine. I'm incredibly lucky for that. And all I can say is sorry for people who didn't get theirs. Hopefully you manage to get it one day. Maybe Games Workshop can do a made-to-order system just for the fancy book, just so it goes in your shelves. But yeah, I'm done. No more limited edition books from me. I don't care if it's Dawn Returns, right? Dawn Returns, Electric Boogaloo, special edition book, made out of gold itself. I'm not doing it. I'm past all that now. No, thank you, Games Workshop. You need to sort it out. You need to sort your act out and finish what you bloody started, because it's an absolute disaster, as I keep saying. Right, enough waffling from me. Thank you for coming. Thank you for watching. If you've got any thoughts, feedback, anything like that, Post it down below. Let's have a nice little time. Let's not try and turn on each other. We're not the problem. It's the other people who are the problem. So yeah, keep it calm in the comment section. See ya. Have a great night, a great day, wherever you are, great afternoon, and bye-bye.